Welcome to the Lift and Glow Fitness podcast, where we help women look and feel better by building healthy, sustainable habits that last. Today, I'm with the team and we're sharing tips for busy women on how you can make simple changes to improve your health and confidence without overwhelming yourself and your schedule. We hope you enjoy this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future podcasts from us. So hi.
Hi. Hi, friends.
So before we get started, I feel like we need to say hi to Sam.
Hi. Yay.
So Sam is a new coach on the team. How long have you been with us now?
5 weeks, but then I've had like basically
You've
a week
been
off,
away
haven't
for a
I?
week.
So like a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Been skiving.
Do you like Lift and Glow so far?
I love Lift and Glow. I was saying to you then when I say
Yeah.
it's the best job. It's super easy. I feel like the clients you're just there for a chat.
Yeah, I know. It is very
social.
social.
Yeah.
They're all like so switched on.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets a little bit too social. Like this morning, I was like, "Come on, girls, like just go."
Moving on. I literally go, is anyone listening? Like, no one's looking at me. Just demonstrating bench press on my own.
They all just made friends so much, haven't they? Like, it is really good. It's a nice vibe, isn't it?
It's a nice vibe.
And I just love how it's just like friendly girls who all just, I don't know, they just want to have a chat and work hard at the same time. It's just like,
it's such a mix of like different personalities,
Yeah.
I think, as well. It is
Yeah.
nice.
yeah, it is good. And like we do have like we are lucky. We've got a really nice community, haven't we? The girls are fab. Olive, where are you off to? So we are going to talk today about like just tips for busy women. Every single woman who we work with is busy. But before we get started, I thought it would be fun if anyone has anything funny that happened lately. Anything fun, funny, interesting that you want to tell us?
I feel like Sam's had the most interesting shenanigans recently. We've all been in the UK.
What happened? Tell us.
I mean, I've had a super fun week. Honestly. I've had a week off work, basically a week off training as well, which has been.
Did you not train when you were in Dubai?
I trained like 3 times, I'd say. At the
I
heat.
feel like that's not a week off.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's a really good week
Yeah,
for me.
but
How
then
long were you there? You were only there for 5 days.
I was there for a week.
Oh,
No, I
were
was
you?
there for a week. So we trained the day we got there.
quick.
Trained the day we got there, and then it was just like a 20 minutes there and a little bit of abs on the other 2 days. It was sweating. I couldn't even do a walk there,
What was
honestly.
the temperatures?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it humid?
Is
it like humid?
Humid.
Oh,
Super humid. Like where you can't even
Just-
walk a K. Absolutely.
you just
Yeah,
melt
You're
walking
getting
out
on
the
them
door.
golf cart buggies and getting
Getting shuffled around
But
the
you know
hotel.
what? I feel good for it. I weighed myself this morning, only put 2 pounds on, so it's like, I'll take that.
Easy.
And I'm day
Eating,
one of my cycle
drinking.
as well, so I'm blaming.
And you travelled yesterday, so.
And I travelled yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that will literally
Yeah.
be water.
Yeah.
That's
But
all.
that might have just been because of us vomiting yesterday, but I'm going to take it.
So tell us about this vomit and what happened.
It's been traumatic. I feel like I've been fighting for my life for the last 12 hours, honestly. But it's done now. I feel good. I'm ready to get back to routine,
Good.
definitely.
Good. Of course. Sammy, anything interesting happened to you?
The dog's really to chat to me. Will you be able to
You
hear
know,
that?
Olive, she's just like such a personality, isn't she?
She needs her own mic.
She's
Hey,
sassy.
she definitely seems better than the other day.
Yeah, we thought she was coming on, didn't we? We thought she was hormonal. But then as soon as we got to my mum and dad's, she was just fine. So I think she was just...
I was looking at her and I was like,
Yeah.
Olive looks sad. Like, you
Yeah.
know when it does look
Oh,
sad?
it's
And
so
she doesn't
silly.
today. The ears are like droopy
Yeah.
and she wouldn't leave your feet, would
No.
she was like underneath Sammy's legs. Sammy was doing hip thrust and she was like
Yeah.
underneath.
I was bench pressing, he was going, watch that dumbbell. I was like, I know, like, wondering where she was. No, what have I done recently? No, but this time in 2 weeks, I've been on a plane to Ibiza. So that's in my mind at the moment. But no, I haven't really
First time you're going to break
popping
your...
my Ibiza cherry.
Yeah,
really?
I was
Yeah.
going to say break your Ibiza virginity, but popping the cherry sounds so much better.
I mean, I'm not going to do
you'll
Ibiza like a
love
lot
it.
of people do
Little
Ibiza. I don't
passion
think,
cherry.
but no.
What's planned? What's planned?
What is she doing
I
today?
don't know.
She's just active.
She knows the
Um,
camera's on.
We've got an event booked. We've got Defected booked.
Oh, amazing.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're not.
It
You're gonna have
starts
a
at
great
11
time.
p.m. What the fuck? And then what else we got booked?
Sammy,
Blue
you know, like
Marlin.
you go out at like 11, 12 and you come home at like
know.
7 in the morning. That is...
I don't
I'm
think
more
I
of
can-
a day person in Ibiza,
Yeah.
you know. I'm just
Oh,
not a
thanks, Sam.
nighttime
Yeah.
person.
I want to do a night to be like, yeah, I can do it, but I don't think. But we've got CrossFit comp like 5 days later. All 4 of us. I know. 3-day CrossFit comp.
Oh dear.
Oh, wow.
Not
So, yeah.
That's not good planning.
No. But no, other than that, nothing really too.
Have you got any
major.
like beach clubs booked? Or...
Blue Marlin?
Oh,
Blue
nice.
Marlin's
Yeah.
fab.
I've never been to Blue Marlin, so I haven't been to Ibiza for a good few years. I've never been to Blue Marlin.
No.
Like but it does look gorgeous. I
Blue
need to go
Marlin's
back.
more chilled. It's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
just-
one of my mates said it's like, because people keep only going to Ocean, but I've heard that's like really posy and not.
No.
Ocean's
my
quite
thing.
wild.
Oh, is
so
it?
yeah, it used to turn
Isn't
into
that
a
where
wild.
everyone like wears heels and stuff?
No, I'd say you're in a bikini. You're in
Oh,
swimwear.
right, okay.
You
Yeah,
could
no,
wear
that's
heels
what I
and
mean, but
swimwear.
You
I
could
thought
wear
people
whatever
wore
you
heels in
wanted in
summer.
Ibiza. No one bats an eyelid.
No,
You could literally wear
this is the
whatever.
thing. I think that's what you realise, that you could be in a club and there's someone like done up to the nines, or you could literally just be in denim shorts and a little
I
crop.
was like
And
that
that'd
in
be me.
Dubai, though. You know, I just went with what I felt with.
Yeah.
I think people stress so much
I
about
wore
self-esteem, but no one
heels
actually gives a
once to
fuck, do they?
space, and it was the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Of my
no
life.
one cares.
Cripples.
You're in there
Cripples.
having fun. No one cares.
We went to Kima and I said to Dan, why am I the only girl in here with no makeup on and wet hair? I was like that, like full swimming in the
That's
pool.
normal.
And
But
stuff.
also, I feel
Do
like,
it.
especially like in Dubai heat, like even when you're on holiday in general, some people put so much effort into their hair and makeup. As soon as I step out that door and like
Soggy
wherever I
head.
am, it goes poof. Yeah. My hair just looks like I put my finger in a lecky
Expands.
socket. My makeup melts off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did used to really make an effort when I went away with the girls, but I don't bother anymore. Just
Don't
go
get me wrong,
as
I
I
still
am.
put a bit of makeup on holiday, even just me and Pete, but like
Yeah.
bit of tinted moisturiser or something, like not
So
full
easy
face
when you're
vibes.
away. On this morning, I was just like a little bit of concealer, a bit
Yeah.
of mascara. It's
Nice
great.
when you've
Yeah.
got that tan.
A little bit of
Yeah.
colour.
And like it feels nice as well, like having a bit of sun here, because you just feel, you don't feel so grim and grey.
nice, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
just don't.
it's lovely.
Every morning I keep waking up going, oh, it's going to come to an end soon, and I don't
Oh,
want
stop.
it to.
I know it looks like we don't need that energy.
Next week, don't make those neggy vibes, do we?
Don't need that energy.
You'll be in Ibiza anyway by the time it
will.
cools
You
down.
won't
It'll be
care.
absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, imagine the absolute depression coming home to pissing down rain.
I know. But that's life. We live in the UK.
You
Yeah.
feel depressed even if it's sunny when you're coming back from Ibiza.
Yeah.
There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
I was actually on a dog walk yesterday morning with Olive in the sunshine, and it was supposed to be a 30-minute walk, and I was out for an hour and 10 minutes because I was like, I don't want to go home. And way through the walk, I text Pete going, right, no, being serious now. Can we move to Spain? Like, being serious. And he was like,
saw that on
he
his
texted me
story.
back going, why, what's up? I was like, no, I just want to live in Spain. He went, oh, because of the sun. I was like, yeah, do you think I've like committed like a crime or something? I need to move. I was like, what do you mean?
Broke too many speed limits.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
All the speeding's caught up, but yeah.
I am going to be like you soon. I'm going to get up early, sit with a coffee.
Do you know what? I don't know what I'll do. I'll buy you a present.
Oh,
If that happens.
incentives work.
I will reward you in whatever way.
Consistent early get-ups for a month.
I've got to have that time, but I can't roll out the bed and like be out the house. I need like a wand.
No, same.
Sink into me day.
So Sammy obviously lives not much further, but further away from the gym than I do. And I said to Sam, what time do you get up? And she was like, 5:30. I was like,
No,
I-
I don't get up at 5:30.
I was going to say,
you said at the time to me 5:30.
Did I? Oh.
Now, maybe that was when you were always late, whereas now you might be getting up at 5:15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5
Quarter past,
o'clock.
20 past, 18 minutes past. I'm like, gotta go.
18 minutes.
Five
No,
o'clock.
you
get there for
you can't get up
6.
on
Yeah.
if you miss
sorry,
15
no,
minutes
I
past
couldn't- I
20
couldn't
past.
I feel panicky thinking about
I'll leave
that.
at about 5:37. Precisely.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's when I leave.
Wow.
I leave at 4:30 for that 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock class.
in the morning then?
No,
No,
for the
the
5 p.m. in
evening.
the evening. 'Cause
Yeah.
I sit on that road as well for a good
Where do
chunk
you
of
live?
time. Not far from the Muggle Starbucks.
Why do you leave at 4:30?
Yeah, this is how it feels
I like
to be
little 10
organised.
little 10 minutes before
Okay.
everyone comes through the door. Just
Yeah.
to,
That's,
I know, I
like that as well.
I like a minute.
Yeah, I like to feel calm.
Especially when it's the first thing in the morning as well. I like to just have a little second.
Yeah. Let's talk about busy women. So I think every single woman that we work with goes, oh, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
It seems to be like one of the biggest barriers that I face with my clients, like both online and in the gym. It's finding time. But also it's like not necessarily having the time. It's not being overwhelmed by the fact that they feel like they don't have the time. Like when you start the gym, when you start online coaching, we kind of give you this big to-do list, don't we? We're like, now you've got to do this, this and this on top of all this other stuff. So I thought it would be helpful to share like tips that we have for busy women who just want to look better, feel better, improve their health. So what springs to mind?
I think sometimes people think they're busier than what they are.
Yeah.
Like when you
absolutely.
actually sit and look at your day and how much time you probably sit and scroll on your phone, the time in between your tea, like time you leave yourself of a morning to get up.
All right, Sam.
It's like
I get the gist.
it's more your priorities, I think, isn't
Defo.
it? Looking at your priorities through the day rather than sometimes I feel like I have non-stop busy and I look at my day and think, well, you've actually done nothing.
Yeah.
Wasted half your day.
I find sometimes the less busy you are, the Houdini over here. The more chaos you feel sometimes. Like I feel like the days where I'm like back to back with clients and classes and check-ins and whatever, I feel like it goes smoother than if I've got like a little bit and then a gap and then something else in a gap. Like I think the more gappy your day is, the busier you think you are unless you actually look at it all.
Yeah. It is, I definitely agree. I think that I usually say to people, get really, really critical with your time. What are you actually doing?
Yeah.
So like if you're waking up in the morning and you're scrolling on your phone for half an hour, couldn't that half an hour be used for you to go for a walk or make a decent breakfast or even get in like a 30-minute home workout?
I think doubling up on your tasks, like what you say, like is there something you could be doing? Is there a call you could be taking while going for a walk? That can save you a lot of time in your day.
And you get
then
steps in as well.
You get steps in and you feel like something that was a huge task is now no longer a task.
Yeah.
It's just something you do.
Yeah. I do think that people have in their mind, oh, this is too hard, I'm too busy. But when you actually do it, you're like, oh, I actually feel like I have more time for doing this stuff. Like you feel like you have more energy. I'm definitely more productive. Like I actually use my walks as like a productivity break. So if I'm getting like, don't know, after the gym, if I'm feeling overstimulated or if after I'm doing a task, like a big block of check-ins, if I'm like, right, I'm burning out a little bit, I'm feeling distracted, I'll go for a walk and it makes me do more when I get back. So I'm using my time better.
You have some of your best ideas as well, don't you?
When you're out
having a walk.
walking, away from screens. Like,
I literally don't put my headphones in anymore. I just walk with the dog and I just like, even yesterday morning I put on my Instagram story like, this is so peaceful, and it was like 7:30 in the morning, there was no one around, there was like loads of birds tweeting, and I just feel like yesterday I was doing check-ins in the afternoon, I'd done like an hour and a half back to back of just like sat there, you know, when your neck starts to hurt because you're like this, and I was like, right, I need to go out for like 20 minutes, and I just felt so much better rather than forcing yourself to stick at a task. You just get dead bogged down, don't you, and just feel groggy. I think
I read a book called High Performance Habits, and it said that you should actually do like intense work for an hour at most and then take like at least a 5-minute break where you're away from your screen. And I do think that just standing outside or
feel better,
just get more done.
Do you know they say it's because of the space? So like when you're in an open environments, like somewhere basically with no ceiling on, it frees your brain ideas up because you're taking like the lid off your expansion.
I heard that. That's why, going back to my teaching days, that's why they try and get kids to do outdoor learning as well, because like the kids are more.
That's why you feel like you get good ideas on
word?
walks.
Yeah. Do you know what
Productive.
the thing is about, I've started reading this book called Dose. It's by TJ Power. I sent a podcast about it last week. And it was talking about how we used to spend, I'm going to get these percentages so wrong, but basically we used to spend the majority of our time outdoors. And like, that was like a huge factor in us feeling good and feeling happy and, you know, like,
Better sleep.
just everything, you know, felt better. Whereas I think now on average, it's something mad like 2% outdoors. Might have butchered it, could be wrong, but it was crazy low. And it was like a complete flip from what we used to do to now. And like, I even noticed it like with the baby, now that the weather's nicer, we take the baby outside and he's happier outside.
I love it.
Because he's got loads to look at, and I'm just thinking, we are supposed to be outside more. We're not meant to be like,
we don't have to wait for 20 degrees.
And you think when we were kids, we were out loads, weren't we? I remember
It's
always
so
being
different
out.
now. Like,
And
you
I
don't
remember
really
being
see
out
many
in
kids.
all weather as well. Like,
oh yeah.
But we didn't well, I say we, the old one here. Mobile phones weren't invented till it didn't come out till I was 18. So that's how
18.
I was 18.
I was 8 or 9.
I was 18.
Are you 10 years older than me?
I'm 43 next month in August.
You're 11 years older than me. I just need your skin. Like how?
I know,
how,
you're so glowy.
How?
I was actually looking at you
I've
on
got
our
more
weekly
wrinkles
call.
than you.
You were looking at me on the weekly.
I was like, why is Sarah's skin always so glowy? And I was just sat there like,
I've got more wrinkles than you.
Oh, I have.
You haven't.
You know, you're glowing.
You need to share a hotel room with
so
Sarah because
youthful.
she's got like a really like, what's the word, step-by-step skin routine.
Yeah.
But it's not complicated.
No, it's not.
simple. It's simple.
Yeah.
We kind of got sidetracked. So let's talk about like workouts. How would we fit them into a busy schedule? Someone works full time. Maybe they work shifts. Maybe they've got kids or, you know, houses to run.
Got a plan. It's not going to happen by accident.
No.
So plan.
And I feel like understanding you don't have to work out for an hour.
No.
It's what fits in for you and like small steps and even 20-minute workouts, if that's all you can do, it's going to make a huge difference if it's something you don't do.
It's better than nothing, isn't it?
100%.
I actually say to clients who are really short on time and they're doing home workouts, start it. And if you've got 20 minutes, finish when you get to that. But that's better than you going, I couldn't do the whole thing because I knew I needed half an hour.
Well, the thing is with a workout as well, like the way that we write them, the most effective stuff is at the start.
Yeah.
The stuff that we're working on, the big
Yeah.
lifts, the strength stuff, like that's at the start anyway. You get that main stuff
Yeah,
in.
get it out.
Normally by the time we're at the end of a workout, we're doing accessories or core or maybe some like a little bit of intensity. But if you've got half an hour or 40-minute workout in front of you and you only have 20 minutes, just do half of it.
Something's better than nothing, isn't it? That's what I say to all my clients.
Just soon as you need to finish.
Yeah. Some of my clients will message me, like I've got quite a lot of online clients who are mums of young kids. So like they try and get up before the child gets up, which is a point to say like you might have to get them done when you don't particularly want to. Like just because it's not ideal and the perfect time doesn't mean you can't do it. Like I've got quite a lot of clients who get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. They don't want to, they never used to, they never thought they'd be like 5, 6 a.m.ers, but they are because the kids, or that's the only time they've got to get it in. And like some clients will message me going, oh Sam, I only got like 20 minutes done instead of the 35 this morning because, you know, baby woke up. And I'm like, that's fine. Like, it is what it is. It doesn't happen all the time. And like, you know, you still got something done.
Yeah.
You know, celebrate the wins, think about the positives, not the negatives kind of thing.
Yeah. I think people think that it needs to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So like, they're like, well, I'm not someone who does well in the morning. Well, you're just going to have to become that person who does. Like, and you can easily change that just by forcing the action and making it happen. And I know a lot of people, it's not ideal. I do get this, but a lot of mums like don't want to train while the kid's there. And whereas like I've got some clients who are literally sending me pictures of the kids climbing all over them, thinking there is a way to make it happen if you really want to make it happen. And it's not ideal, but
I always think as well though, if your life's not going to change, it's not.
Well, you can't just give your kids
You're
back.
just going to have to. And if you're unhappy with the way you are, something's got to change. So it might not be your ideal, but it's what you've got to do.
Yeah, like if you don't want to train,
if
you don't want to train at 7 p.m. at night, but that's your only time because that's when you've got childcare or that's when work finishes, then that's when you've got to do it.
I've got a client who logs her workouts at like 10 o'clock at night at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And that's her. That's just the way she's more of a late person.
Yeah.
But that's just when works for her.
Yeah.
And
I suppose it's like a harsh question, but it's like, do you want to stay unhappy forever, or do you want to work out at 7 p.m. at night? Like, which one would you rather choose? And it's going to be the workout one, isn't it?
As well, you know, I do think your bodies, like our bodies, adapt. So
I was not a 5 a.m.
Yeah,
and when
it'll
I
feel hard
started,
at
I never was.
When I started my fitness, it was that 5 a.m. club. So I felt like I had to be up at 5. Now don't ask me to train after 2 o'clock. Like I am a morning trainer now.
I'm the same.
Well.
When I was a student, I used to go to classes at 8 p.m. I couldn't think of anything worse than getting up before 7 in the morning. 8 in the morning was hard to get out of bed. And I used to go to the gym at 8 p.m. Like that was just me. I wasn't a morning person. And then it just changed. Like I've been through so many different phases of like when I train. So it used to be in the night. Then it became like early mornings. Then I used to train when I started PTing and I was working full time. I used to squeeze half an hour in at lunch because that was like the only time. And then now, like this is a proper luxury, but 8 a.m.
Yeah,
it's a nice time.
I love my 9:15 on Monday with you guys. I just feel like I've worked a little bit in the morning. I've had times like change stuff around and then I come and train and I work straight after. Like it's just.
But that works for you because you start work at 6 o'clock. So realistically, you're either going to go to the gym for 4:30, 5 o'clock, or you go mid-morning.
Yeah.
So it's just about making sure that you look at your schedule and actually use the time that you do have available.
Yeah. And also I think, sorry, I don't know if you've said this already, but like you don't have to train 5-6 times a week. Like it can just be 2 to 3 times a week. Like I've got clients who get fab results, I'm sure we all have, off 2 workouts a week because that is physically all they can fit in.
Most of my clients only do 3.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I'll have people who do 4 or 5. Like some do because they have the time available, but 3 is enough. 3 is all I do on top of a run. So technically 4.
Or Salo.
Oh, what?
Or Salo, Mikos. That one we did yesterday. Salo's triangle.
Is that what it's called?
It's called Salo or Mikos. Isn't it?
So by the way,
what is that? I was looking in the chat thinking, what is that?
No, let's talk about this actually. Let's talk about this. So this is how mad Sammy is. If I'd have done that workout before, I never would have volunteered to do it yesterday.
But we're going to do it again.
So like, it's 10 rounds and it's a 4-minute EMOM. So minute 1 is 10 calories on the bike. Minute 2 is 10 calories on the row. Minute 3 is 10 calories on the skate. And then minute 4, you rest.
You just choose your calories,
minutes, and you just choose your calories. So she does 12 and I chose 10 and I
feel like I'd quite like that.
So
I feel like
this is what I thought.
It's quite like next level.
Yeah.
No, but this is what I thought. I thought it was going to be. I was like, well, I can't
Fun
run.
little workout.
Struggling with me knee a little bit. Can't run.
I'll do a little bit of cardio.
Sounds like a great cardio session. That 40 minutes. It's going to be like on, off. And I got 2 rounds in and I hit white. It might have been the square bar that I ate.
She was
just
literally
before
like,
oh no.
Gonna be sick.
I
think Emons are just like that though. By about like round 3, you're like, oh, reverse 2, you're like, oh, this is not bad.
I was like,
but
I put dashes on the board.
Yeah, I like a little EMOM, but 40-minute EMOM, and that minute
That's
rest.
long.
The minute 4, that was the fastest minute of your life, like every single time.
I was like wiping it off as we went, like, how many rounds left? She's like, how many left now? I was like, 3. I was like, last one.
I was going green.
I mean, we were both dying. I was dying as well.
Were you though?
Yeah.
You didn't look like you were
Charlie
dying.
even said, you're scaring me because you're dying.
She was doing 12 calories and I was doing 10, and then I had to drop down to 8. Yeah. I hit white. I rang Fran after and I was like, my chest is still burning today.
At like 6 p.m. going, I still can't stop coughing.
I feel like I've got like a smoker's cough from it. And one of the girls this morning was like, oh, you might have damaged. And I was like, maybe because I grafted.
What were we talking about this morning as well?
Yeah, I was talking about it this morning. And I was like, the thing that it made me realise though is that as soon as I put that in the group chat, you were like, yeah, I'll do that. And I thought, weirdo. Yesterday I was like made up because you did it with me, but I wouldn't have volunteered for that if I knew.
You should have known by the level of excitement.
I'm going to try and get the consistent 10 cals.
No, I definitely am going to do it again. I'm doing it next week.
the next one with you.
We'll do a coaches session.
Well, I'm doing it next week in the lakes with Joe. But when I'll come home, because I want to get good at it. It was like something that I thought, wow, you weren't very good at that. Let's get better.
It doesn't sound like it's something that you could just be good at, though. No. You just have to build up with it.
I thought my fitness was actually quite good, but no. And the noise that comes out of that bike when you get on that bike, Sam. I'm like,
that bike is the devil.
Yeah,
out of all the gigs, that bike is just it's not the one.
Yeah, it was what I struggled with.
Would you? I feel like there's such a knack to the row though. You can make the row quite.
Row's easy. Rowing is the easiest of the 3.
No, I used to think that about like bike and ski more now.
I prefer the ski, but the row, I find the rower quite boring because
the ski you
like,
can kind of just flop into. Just after when you get tired, just like
I would choose the ski out again.
Yeah.
And like this morning we had the ski and the bikes out and they were all trying to hover by the ski and I'm like, get off the bike.
And then when they first came to the gym, they were all like, what are they?
I know.
And then they're all going, they're going to be in the next program. I was like, yeah.
But
I
do like it
because hovering around equipment I don't want to go on like yourself.
They're all like, there's like 2 people waiting and I'm like, bikes are
there.
Get on them.
Hop on.
Yeah. So yeah, that just came to my mind then. I just can't believe. And average heart rate 130. Mine was like 156 or something. You just fit as a fiddle, hon.
I don't feel it.
Also, for short on time, Emons are really good as well. If you're short on time for a workout.
Or little AMRAPs, like 5 minutes on,
10 minutes, 15 minutes, you're going to feel it.
Yeah, just literally just go
minimal
for it.
rest.
Literally.
Yeah, like on the Lift and Glow app, like Charlie's done some like 30-minute workouts and a lot of them are just like, this is what we're doing. Let's see how many rounds we can do in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be following Charlie doing them because she is rapid, but it's just such a easy way to get loads of work done in a short amount of time, isn't it?
Because some EMOMs as well, you can do like minute 1 max rep squats, minute 2 max reps, minute 3, and then rest. So like you're working for 3 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah. So let's go back to being busy. Got some lovely tangents.
I know. I'm the queen of tangents.
What about food? Because this is like something that I think...
Yeah.
I think, so Instagram, TikTok, it's great. And I love people who share recipes, but I do think it makes people think they need to eat complicated food.
Yeah.
So like a lot of my girls are like, oh, I've wrote down, I've saved some new recipes. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But how long are those things going to take you to do? Like,
stop reinventing the wheel every day.
Yeah, if you're not making time for your walks or your workouts, do you really need to be spending an hour cooking a meal when it's really easy to throw something together?
I feel like I'm not a meal prepper. Like, and I get why people do it, but for me, I like to enjoy my food. I also like to cook, and I have the time. Quite lucky to do that. But having a meal in the fridge that is going to take you 10 minutes to cook is needed. Otherwise, I'm in the cupboards waiting for it. If I go in, I'm hungry. Especially if I come out on a busy day, I won't take anything with me, which is a bit of a red flag. And like Dan goes mad at me. He's like, why have you coming in at this time and you should have ate more?
Yeah.
And like that is where I will binge as well. So I need to make sure I've got something in that is quick to cook.
Yeah. Especially after coming in late. Like if you've done your evenings, when I used to work in the gym in the evening, like getting at 8 o'clock, 8:30, it was like I need just something that's done.
Yeah.
So it's like
Just grab.
chicken that's already cooked, throwing it together with like microwave rice and all of that. Those things like really easy. I would say as well, if you do like to cook, okay, cook for your evening meal, but just have easy, quick breakfast and lunches. You know, if you're rushing around in the morning, don't be trying to make a full brekkie. Just have yogurt and fruit. Like there's loads of
like
things you
protein
don't
pancakes
have
and
to
stuff.
cook. I think lunch is the biggest thing that people, they're like, what do I have for lunch? What do I take for lunch? They don't want to eat out of Tupperware. So I always just say, make a sandwich. Make a wrap.
I literally say wraps, pita, and then they're like, but that's bread. I'm like, so? Yeah, so?
Bread.
I feel like this time of the year is good because like salad seasons. Like
I
a
fucking
good
love a
salad
salad.
is just like banging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sammy salads.
I don't really enjoy a salad in the winter at all, but in the summer,
I love
me
them.
rice, me salads, me protein. What are some like quick, so let's start with breakfasts. No, things that are like literally you can make within 5 minutes.
Yogurt, fruit, granola.
Yeah.
I feel like it's my girl
microwave
breakfast as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Granola, yogurt, fruit.
Yeah.
Microwave porridge things.
Yeah.
Like the ones you can put in milk in and put in the bowl, or just porridge pots.
Yeah.
With
I just feel
berries.
like you can never get enough protein in porridge. I don't like adding protein
I'm
powder
not a
to it.
fan. Yeah. I don't actually like porridge at all.
I do love
I
porridge.
don't like
I do
I'll
love
sometimes
porridge.
say to people, like, if people want, because I've got clients who love porridge.
Yeah.
So like they have porridge with like a protein yogurt snack mid-morning, or like a protein shake with the porridge or something, and then they've got protein in with that as well.
Or like people who like cereal. I just pour a protein shake over your cereal.
Whenever I'm carb loading for a comp or like a high rocks, I always have Cocoa Pops before bed with chocolate protein milkshake. So good.
That is actually stunning. It's a
Hits
stunning
the
meal.
spot.
Yeah, I think so. Breakfast, yogurt and fruit. Also, like you could do things like boiled eggs the night before, like if you wanted to.
Love eggs.
to
Do you know
prep.
also though, if you've got like an air fryer, like one thing we do in ours is you could chuck chicken sausages in an air fryer and go up and get your shower. Like you don't have to stand and
This
like,
is what I do at 5 in the morning.
Literally, you don't stand next to
don't
it.
have an air
So
fryer?
and then you come down from being, it switches itself off. Literally.
Yeah, it's not like an
You
oven
come
as well
down
where it
dressed, you
carries
get
on
the-
cooking. Yeah.
So like you can actually cook stuff without having to watch it.
Yeah, I did see a video about doing eggs in the air fryer as well the other day.
I've not tried that yet.
Like what,
I
like
have
baked
tried
eggs
it,
or
but
like
I
an
You can do
omelette?
like
Have you tried it?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes not with the hassle though. It's just quicker
Yeah.
to scramble them and put
Yeah.
them in a pan.
Do you put them in like a
Yeah.
little, what they called ramekin?
So the one that I seen, they kept them in the
Keep
shells.
them in the shells.
Oh.
It's like boiled. but
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
make
you
like a
can do it.
dippy egg.
What's wrong with boiling an egg?
Boiled egg isn't
Don't
something
reinvent
that
the
I eat.
wheel.
Yeah.
It takes the same amount of time as boiling. Like you have to
Yeah.
leave them in for
Yeah.
around the same amount of time.
I actually put on my Instagram story last week, like I think yesterday as well, but like a little salad continental breakfast vibe lunch thing with some with some
What? A
Sammy
salad
breakfast.
continental breakfast lunch vibe you just
Like,
said.
you know when you're on holiday and you can get the continental breakfast.
I can't remember what that was now, but like
So I love like
So it's like miniature cereals, fruit, croissants.
Yeah, but I didn't have all that, so I had. So
that's
I
a
had-
continental breakfast.
All right, well, my idea of concept is like meat, like salami, ham, whatever, cheese, Baby Bell's cottage cheese, whatever, and then boiled eggs and then a bit of bread. But basically, I put that on my
It's more
story
like
last week.
antipasti.
All right, whatever. So I like to take continental breakfast, but I got so much abuse about my boiled eggs. I was like, everyone was like, "Ew, what do you do with the egg?" I was like, "Eat it." And then they were like, "Just boiled." I was like, "Yeah, is that not normal?" But I feel like loads of people don't like boiled eggs.
Yeah, I don't. If I'm
Don't
honest,
you?
I'm one of them. Yeah, I don't like a
I
boiled
like
egg.
boiled
Little snack.
The only way I like an egg is poached. I only like
I've
poached
got to
egg.
have my eggs
I
well
can't
done.
make poached
Can't
eggs.
have runny.
No, I like a runny poached egg.
Get a
No.
microwave poacher.
Yeah, should have that.
I have a microwave.
My mum and dad had, when I used to live with them, had a pan that like it had the poachy things in it,
Yeah.
and you put the water underneath it in a boil.
So breakfasts, quick breakfasts, protein, oats pots, protein yogurts, pre-boiled eggs,
Yeah. Chicken sausage
in
on
the
a
air fryer.
bagel
Do
thin or
the same
something.
with like lean
Turkey
bacon
bacon,
medallions,
normal
like
bacon,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Air fryer literally takes no time at all.
protein yogurt pots
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
pouches.
Yeah.
I had one of them the other day in the gym, and then lunches, sandwiches, wraps, salads with microwave rice.
Yeah, you can get like I always say to clients as well, like for quick summer lunches, like get the ready-made like Moroccan couscous or pesto pastas and stuff, and then make a little salad with them and put some protein on, like tuna and chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can get the ready, the flavoured grains and that now. Like I get like the peri like lentils and stuff like that.
Do you know what ones I love? The pesto-y greens.
Yeah, and they're full of, they've got loads of protein in as well. So
Yeah.
they're actually really good
I
on
do
protein.
like the pesto-y greens. So Sammy's just took a little toilet break with the dog. Also, I think for lunches, one thing that we get a lot is like people haven't prepped lunch, or they haven't got time to make lunch in the morning, or the night before, whatever, maybe something's gone wrong, or they forgot the lunch. So I usually say, go to a supermarket. You can always grab something
or press,
easy.
or somewhere. If you're in a city centre, there is a press on every corner.
But even if you're not in a city centre, like there's usually like a Tesco, Sainsbury's, something near you, and you can get like cooked chicken, prawns, like cooked salmon, just bang it on a ready-made salad.
Even the sandwiches and that, like you can get meal deals, can't you?
They're not bad.
No, ham and cheese sandwich, chicken and bacon sandwich, chicken salads.
It might not be your optimal lunch, but it is what it is, isn't it? And it's a one-off. So
I usually say to people as well, if you have got like a grab and go lunch, sometimes you're only going to get like 20 grams of protein from it. So just have a protein yogurt as well, or add extra protein to it.
And you don't have to have loads of different lunches and breakfasts either. Like
repeat.
It's when people are like constantly trying new stuff. I just think find a couple of things you enjoy and then cycle between them. Makes life easy.
I think if you're busy, repetition is like,
I am so repetitive.
Yeah, you've got to be,
because just find something I like and then that's it.
Then.
I hammer it until like I hammered prawns. Was it last year? I can't bear it now. So like
the thing is,
Jed says to me, he goes, "You will hate that soon." And I'll go,
the thing is, if you're busy and your brain is full and you've got 100 different decisions to make every day, you don't want to be deciding what to get on your food shop every week or what to eat every week. No. You want to go in the shop and already know what you're having. Wake up every day and already know what you're having. Be repetitive, like just
like
be
your
routine
leftover
with things.
tea from the night before.
Like
take it for your lunch.
Make a chili, make an extra portion, make a curry, make an extra portion.
I feel like that's dead easy in the winter, isn't it? Like in the winter, I eat chili a lot.
Loads of slow cooking.
You can do like a few days, can't you? But in the summer, I just get like stuff that I literally just spoon into a bowl. Like because I always like have a big salad bowl. But I just spoon stuff in. It doesn't take me long at all.
I had a little phase of doing them like lazy girl lunches, and to be honest, like I felt half embarrassed sharing them because I was like, I'm literally showing people how to make a butty. Do you know what I mean? Like every day it was a butty or a wrap or like a salad with microwave rice, and all I was trying to show people is that like in 5 minutes
you can make a lovely lunch.
There's a solid nutritious meal, and it's high in protein, and it's going to keep me full, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
And like I think a lot of people realise, oh, it's not actually that hard to do.
But you know, like I shared a video last week about my, you know, like the base of my salad bowl. I was amazed by like people were like that's so helpful, and I was thinking, I was actually like, do we even post this?
Yeah, basic girl stuff.
You know, but it was like because it looks like I've got like loads of food in these bowls, and I just wanted people to see what was underneath that. Like that's, you know, it's like you can if you and I have them all the time, so there's no thought goes into it for me.
Yeah, being repetitive really does help. And then what about like evening meals? So if someone doesn't really have time or energy to cook tea, dinner.
That's when I would do, like you've just said then, make leftovers, like make more than you need, definitely.
Meal preps you do as well,
I do meal preps, they're brilliant.
I actually think supermarkets have got really good. I know a lot of people don't like having processed foods, but supermarkets have got really good at doing high protein ready meals.
Yeah.
I used to get ones from Marxie's like on days where if he was in jiu-jitsu and I was in the gym, I'd just literally bang that in for myself.
When I worked full time, then microwave salmons.
Oh yeah.
They are the easiest thing to throw in a salad or with a bit of veg, right?
Yeah.
Super easy.
It's just finding like convenient things for you, isn't it? Like,
and that's not good. That's for your really busy day tea. Like you're not going to have a microwave meal every night, but it's okay to do that.
Yeah.
Like when you need to, if you've had a really long day, you can't be arsed chopping carrots or whatever.
Well,
do you know, like
even
don't make yourself have to do that on top of that.
So I go to the butcher's and I get like these ready-made stir fry type things.
Yeah.
So I'll just put that in the oven while I go and get a shower or get changed or fold the washing. Like I do something with that time while it's in the oven.
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, it's ready to just eat with rice and veg or on a wrap or something. We had it last night. It's got veggies in, it's got protein in, and it's just proper easy. Like, so oven teas, things that you don't need to stand around the hob.
That's what I say. Like, same was what we were saying then about the air fryer. They're perfect because they literally will switch themselves off
in the air fryer.
So it's like if you haven't got time and you've got other stuff you need to be doing, throw it in and go and do what you need to do.
Yeah. I think like we said at the start, a lot of this is not actually not having the time. It's
what you use your time. I think as well, if you're overwhelmed, It's hard, isn't it? Because your perception of how much time you've got can be really clouded by, I've got all these things to do and oh my God, and I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. And it freezes you, doesn't it? So,
you just go into this like state of paralysis where you're like, well,
and then an hour's gone of you scrolling on your phone, trying to forget about the fact that you've got all this stuff to do. So.
Yeah, you've got too much to think about, and so you can't handle.
Don't do anything.
Yeah. You're just like, I had a conversation with a client of mine earlier this week, and she was like, "Oh, I'm preparing for. I've got this party that I'm planning. I've got my kids and all this." And I was like, "But how does that?" See, this is yesterday's workout. No, honestly, it's like mess with my chest. How does all of that stuff stop you from getting up at 6 o'clock and doing your workout? Like I asked her that question. She was like, "Well, it doesn't." I'm like, well, do it then. Because I think it's just the fact that you feel overwhelmed, that you're giving yourself that free pass. I'm busy, so I'm not going to do this thing, but you're not feeling good for not doing that thing.
No. Giving yourself a time limit with each task as well. Like you can, especially when it's, we can sit and think about things all day. Like me, I can feel super overwhelmed, and then Dan will come home and be like, "What have you done?" I'm like, well, just sit here thinking. Been thinking really hard all day, but I've actually achieved nothing. And I think like, listing your day, prioritising your day, giving yourself each time, and even scheduling your cooking time for your meal if you're that overwhelmed. When you first start, I think change requires a lot of effort, and that can feel like it can take a lot of time off your day.
Yeah.
But you'll work it out with what works and what doesn't work. But until you go and try and see what does and doesn't work, you'll never know.
No, you won't figure it out unless you actually test things out. So test out training in the morning, walking on lunch, like test things out and see what works for you and your family. But don't just see it as I can't do it, I haven't got time. It's just about finding that. I am really big on planning your day. Like I've shown you like my Google Calendar and stuff before.
I'm the same.
My workouts are in my Google Calendar, when I'm teaching, when I'm doing check-ins, when we've got podcasts.
You are very organised.
I know.
You are very organised.
I was like, that was the biggest compliment that you could have given me, because I don't actually feel like I am.
No.
But I think it's because I have to intentionally be organised. I'm not someone who naturally is. So like everything's scheduled. Like even like when I had to do things like set you up, I'm like, set Sam up at this time. Like it's all
I feel like
that
had a knock-on effect for me then. Like I've never been into a gym and felt like so prepared for something. And obviously I'm quite new to the industry. So, and when I've done things before, it's been overwhelming. Like when I know to the T, I feel better teaching, and you're very to the
Love
T.
That.
Yeah.
Love that.
Love it.
I'm glad that my organisation helped you. Yeah, I think being organised is really key. And that's one of the things when you've got kids and a job and loads of things to do, that can feel hard to do. But I think just planning things out really does make a big difference. Yeah. I'm time blocking. Like I have my Google Calendar where everything's planned in, when I'm walking, when I'm doing my food shop, when I'm ending work, like when I'm actually going to close the laptop. But then also I have like a written, I'm like doubling up. So I have like a written.
To do that.
So have you not opened your productivity method now?
I wanted one for ages. It was out of stock, wasn't it? I text Hayley going like, yes, it's back in stock, ordered it. It's in the living room. I need to use it. Every day I go, I'm going to use it, but I need to like write in it today for tomorrow.
But do you, that's actually a really good point. At the end of every day, I look at tomorrow.
Plan ahead, yeah.
And I'm like,
I always know what I'm doing next.
I have to get it on my head as well, otherwise it goes round and round in the night. And I read this book, can't remember the name of it, but it was like, list everything that you need to do and then only pick 2 tasks per day to do.
Yeah.
And prioritise the 2 tasks, and you don't move on to the second task till the first one's done.
Is that Eat the Frog?
No.
Eat the Frog?
What it was called.
There's a book called Eat the Frog where you do like your Eat the Frog first. Is that what it's called? Dylan, you're nodding. It's like
Dylan's on your wavelength.
It's where you do your the hardest task first, and you don't move on until you've done that. Yeah. So it sounds like similar, like you choose.
And then anything else that you got done extra around that day is a bonus. Yeah. And then it just doesn't take the focus off what needs to be done that day.
Yeah.
Most people do the reverse, don't they?
You do the
most
easy
people
stuff.
do the reverse.
I do stuff just to tick off. Like I'll have like
I
obvious
do
stuff on it.
A little ticking off.
Yeah,
something.
I'll have like a really easy task, like
eat breakfast,
post on my story.
Yeah,
and then I tick it off, and I'm like,
but it's stuff that you need to do, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but that's not
for me.
I have like
Asana now. You got me into Asana, didn't you? I use it for everything. Everything, even like down to like taking supplements and stuff like that.
I look at my watch, obviously not this one because it doesn't have notifications, but I look at my watch and I'm like, oh, Sarah's posted on a story.
Yeah.
Because here are sauna tasks come through.
So every time we tick one off, does it come through to you?
If it's in our board, yeah. If it's in your own private board, then no. But if it's in
my trainer schedule one?
Yeah. Then it comes through to me. I'm like, oh, Sammy's.
Oh God, you must hate me then, because sometimes I catch up and go tick, 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 and tick loads.
Sometimes I
Oopsies.
Yeah, no, a sauna's great. I think just overall being organised, if you're busy, being organised I really struggle like starting the business and like having to manage a house and all of that. I did really find it hard. It's something you have to really be intentional at, isn't it? So like setting that task, plan the next day, every single day, or like, making sure that every single week at the same time you have a food shop, and that is like a repeatable food shop. Just working out at the same time each day, like each week even. So like my friend, she has on her fridge her gym days and his gym days, and they only ever change when he goes away. So they're just like set and scheduled because they've got the kids. It's like, and just setting like a routine for your family.
Team, haven't they?
Yeah, that works.
I try and eat at the same times every day as well.
Yeah, but that's also really good for like digestion and
hunger cues, actually, when you are not hungry. And and then I think as well, I feel like looking at your whole week, and then what is absolutely key here. So if your priority is losing weight, then your 3 sessions, your hydration, your steps, they should be like your non-negotiable every week.
Yeah, it's knowing like what's worth spending your time on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of noise, isn't there, with it, especially on social media.
Just about to say that,
like people should have these like 10-step morning routines where they meditate for 5 minutes, then they go and ground themselves, and then they've got kids like getting up, like
what's
they're trying to get up, like.
What's that fella's name? Who did the ice?
And
it was a 2-hour long morning routine.
Yeah. I love a morning routine, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it's got to be efficient. It's got to work in your
It's got to work for you, yeah. Not everyone's should look the same, should they?
No. Yeah. People are starting to feel inferior because they've not found the time to do all these, different things. And your morning, whatever sets you up for the best, most productive day is the best morning routine for you, isn't it?
Yeah, like some people's morning routine is literally just get up, get a shower, get your teeth,
brush your hair and go.
Yeah, I like my mornings. I think because it's different. When I was working in the office, I could just do that.
Yeah.
But I think now my like every day, my brain just works so much harder and is a lot more and I have just so much more like worry and stuff like that. So I have to start it on like a calm note. So I couldn't just jump out of bed because that would then reflect on clients. It would reflect on like everything that I did, how I showed up. So I wake up at 5 when I have to be in at 6, otherwise I'll sleep longer. And I just have a calm morning. Yeah. So don't go on my phone straight away. Like do a meditation or do a journal.
I like wake
That's
up and
why
get
you're
my phone.
Always late. Because you're
No, I don't. I just check my notifications.
Oh, do you?
Like I don't go on Instagram. I'll just reply to messages.
Oh, do you? See, I try and not. I leave like my work phone upstairs, and in the morning I sit like this with my coffee. And just like enjoy,
right?
Try and actually be present.
Just enjoy, like actually drinking the coffee and cuddling the dog and just like being there. And then I feel like that sets me off for a good day.
But then I've also got to the gym and not checked my phone. So I've got to the gym and my 5 a.m. is client. So I was just sitting in the car park like, didn't need to be.
Couldn't handle that.
I know.
Tomorrow you'll get a selfie of me and Olive sat on the sofa, maybe even on a walk.
Really? It's extreme.
I've just told the world.
Just go for the coffee on the sofa.
Okay. Small steps. Because I have to leave at 5:30. So I'd have to be on the sofa by 4:30, wouldn't I? Oh, fucking hell.
No, maybe not.
4:45? Yeah.
Just it's 10 minutes and there's the coffee. And I usually have like my audio book or like a meditation on. I have my journal like next to me, and sometimes I write in it and sometimes I don't.
I've still got, obviously I've started using it a little bit, but I haven't used it religiously. Do you remember Sarah's got those gratitude journals? Gratitude journals. Yeah. So maybe I could get back into using that every morning.
Yeah.
I do like stuff. I go in and out of things like that.
Yeah.
I do love it then.
Yeah.
Because there's a page for the morning, page for the night, isn't there?
Yeah.
So do we have any other tips that you think would help busy women in general? So what have we got so far? So being repeatable and being routine. So like same food shop, same meals, trying to work out at the same time each day. Obviously we're saying this, if you can't work out at the same time each week or each day, that's not a barrier. You just have
to
might
work
have
around
an A week and a B week, or you might have, when you're on night shifts, you train at 8 a.m. when you're on, you know, late shifts, you might train at 11 a.m. Like it's, you have a pattern, even though it doesn't look the same every single week.
Yeah.
I think that's what I always say to all my clients, like, it's not rigid. Like your plan, even your plan for the week, based on your shifts, if it comes down to it and you're like, oh, I didn't get my session on Wednesday, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means that, you know, your plan can be fluid, but you just need to have a plan in place in order to actually do the shit you want to do.
It has to be flexible for it to even be doable.
Especially if you've got kids and everything like that, like obviously chaos, like you end up with clubs and parties and...
They don't care about your schedule,
But even me, like, I don't have kids and things change. Like I might have to move a workout, I might have to...
I have an Olive, you
move
have a
task. Yeah, like... We have fair babies. So things can always change. And also you might wake up on a day and it's not right. Like maybe you're too sore or, you know,
just don't feel.
Things adapt.
Some days you just need, I will wake up every now and then and think, I'm going to take a rest day.
Yeah.
And I'm okay to do that.
Like, really hard
I just think I'll just move it to another day. It's fine. It does like...
Sometimes it's another thing. Of a morning, isn't it? Like, what do you need from this day? Like, what's going to make you feel good,
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like if you make this plan, just don't make it like this thing that then suffocates you and like makes you feel bad when you can't stick to it. That's like this perfectionist mindset that we have to really get out of.
I think it's getting out of that whole like I'm only doing it for a period of time as well. Like I think if you know it's lifelong, you're going to find ways and means to get around it, and not every day is going to be a perfect day. When you're in it for the long term, I think that's easier to see. But when you first start,
and it gets easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you first start.
I think that's
every
like
change feels hard when you first start. It requires a lot of effort, doesn't it?
I think that's like a big problem for a lot of people is that they go really, really intense and overwhelm themselves in like 6-8 weeks.
And can't maintain it.
They can't maintain it.
And then they feel like
but
then they feel like they're failing. So I've got a client who's like, she's like so active. And last week, she's checked in this week and she was like, I only got 3 workouts in out of 4. And I only got, I think it was like 12,000 steps. And I was like...
Well, your shit week is like, people's very, very good week.
I actually went back to her and said, you've set the bar so high for yourself that when you have a day that is most people's dream, you feel like you're falling short. And I was like, I want you to really think about because she's got really busy time at work. And the next couple of weeks, she knows you're going to be chocker. So we've sat and gone, right, what are we going to do these next 2 weeks to make this manageable for you? But the first thing you need to do is get rid of that mindset where you're falling short because you're doing really, really well.
You just end up making the whole experience like negative for yourself.
Yeah. She's been with me now as well, by the way, nearly 2 years. So she knows. Amazing. And every now and then I just have to like ground her and say, you're doing amazing. Like the fact that is less than you would normally. You know what I'm like? Because I'm like dead active. And I remember putting on a check-in with you ages ago about, my steps have been quite low this week.
And she hit 10K steps.
And you're like, no,
shocking behaviour.
They're just not 20K.
But it's not what you're used to, is it?
It's because you walk everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah. And also 10K, like if you don't do any walking 6K steps is going to be a massive improvement for you.
Yeah. Well, I always say to
relative, isn't it?
Another thing that's really good with time is cycling your steps like across so seeing it as a weekly average. So you don't then, if you've got a day where you're literally chained to the desk, you don't feel like you're falling short because you've got the rest of the week.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Actually, one of my online clients, she's got 2 kids, a partner works away and stuff like that. So she has days where she knows she won't get out. And so we just swallow them as their days where you're a little bit less active, but she will make up for it on the days where she has more time.
It's an average, isn't it?
And she has more childcare. So she averages it out. So that's actually a really good tip. If you are busy, don't try and like hit a target every single day.
No, it doesn't matter.
Try and average it out and just it's showing up the best way you can. And your best, some days your best is literally just getting dressed. And other days your best is having your meals, hitting the gym, going for a walk. It's just different every single day, depending on where you're at.
As women as well, we have them absolute top weeks during the month, don't we? And like when you can, I always say to my clients, when you're having them weeks, let me know and I'll push you that bit harder. But also equally when you're not having them weeks,
let me know as well.
Being kind to yourself and giving yourself compassion is important. And I think if you're putting the effort in across the board, then weeks kind of don't matter. And the guilt becomes less.
They all kind of balance out, don't they, overall? And we're very much like that in Lift and Glow. Like you can tell sometimes when someone walks in, you're like, they're not on form. Like they might not say hello in the same way they usually do, or they go a bit quiet, or like you can just tell they're either due on or they've had a bad night or something like that. And it's just, you're here, you showed up, you're doing the reps, like some days are like that. It's not about doing everything. And this is one of the things that one of my online girls was mentioning. Come on then. This is one of the things that my online girls was saying was she's getting really frustrated about not hitting PBs every time she works out. I'm like, hang on a minute, you're now 6 months into your training. That's not gonna happen
anymore. Yeah.
You get that. Yeah. Like you get that. Oh, that little bit of the little dopamine. Like, oh, a new PB, new PB. Then when they stop coming through, like you start to feel like, oh, I'm doing something wrong.
Of course, it's going to slow.
It's going to slow down. So that you've
and also, you can flip a PB because I'm always elated, and then I think that's my new normal now. I've got to do that every day.
Yeah.
So it's actually
not always a great
thing.
Not
always cracked up to be.
Yeah, it's not always.
And also, I think looking at sometimes like, what are you training for? You don't need to be lifting that amount every time.
We're not power lifters.
Like, no.
Yeah, and that's it. And none of us, at the gym, and none of our clients, well, maybe some of yours are elite athletes.
Not.
None of us are athletes. We are talking here about being like
everyday
healthy,
people.
Fit and
happy, like confident woman. And like you're not happy if your training, nutrition and habits are overhauling your life and making you really stressed. Like
it should
if you've
slot
set,
in. It shouldn't.
Yeah, I always think that you should have high standards for yourself, but you shouldn't be like beating yourself with a stick with them. Do you know what I mean? Like it should be you've got high standards for yourself.
You're meant to be trying to make yourself happier.
Yeah, it can't
take feeling worse about yourself.
Point.
It can't take the joy away from your life. Like you do need to make sure
it should add to your life, shouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Even like things like a lot of the online girls that I work with, in fact a lot of the in person as well, but their main why is to be able to run around after the kids and stuff like that and not feel out of breath and stuff. Like that's amazing to me. They're not wanting to be able to deadlift 100 kilos. They want to be able to run around after the kids and
they're the things that really make the difference as well, those types of goals.
But they're the ones who stick at it long term because that goal won't ever go anywhere.
Yeah,
do you know,
that's a life goal, isn't it?
That's a proper why, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
This is the thing, like I think with like weight loss and fat loss, people run out of steam with it like quite quickly, don't they? Like
it's got a shelf life, it really has.
Yeah. People just want quick results. I had a client the other day message me and she was like, "Now, do I need to put my calories lower because am I exercising enough because I've been doing it for 2 weeks now and I've not lost anything off my waist." And I was like, "It's been 2 weeks." But she keeps saying, I know I need to change my mindset. I know I'm used to these quick fixes and all that. And I know it's a long-term thing. And no matter how much she says that, she still asks the questions. But she's like, I know I'm being annoying, but just reassure me. And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I feel like that was me though, because I've come from crash diet and from so young and you'd get them big drops. But then equally, you go and back up quite as quick. And I'd be lying if I said even now, I'm like, okay, why has there been no result? Like either a PB or a drop on the scale or whichever. And I think like, it's reprogramming your mind and that takes longer than actually getting the result a long time.
Isn't it? That needs as much work as the physical side
it's
of it,
hard.
doesn't it?
It's harder than the physical side, I think.
Yeah, well it is. Because that's always floating about, isn't it?
I was like what you were saying with the clients. I used to walk 5.5k to work. I'd run 5k on my lunch. I would have done like an hour's hit in the morning, 5k back home, eating minimal. And mentally, I felt like really good. Mentally I did feel really good until I didn't. And then this year
it's more because you feel in control, isn't it? And then you start to feel out of control when it starts to like slip.
The last 8 months, and then I'm watching my jeans getting a little bit more snug and things like that. And then that was a whole another mental battle of like, okay, is this okay? Is this not okay? But I've just been on holiday and that's the best I've felt in the bikini.
Oh, you looked
unreal.
But it wasn't even that. I was waking up every day and I was like, I just feel free.
Yeah.
I just don't have this whole of like, oh my God, do I need to cover this? Do I need to sit?
Like I like just when you were like, can I take my top off or can I not?
I was sitting in a bikini, nailing Caesar salads and chips, and it was so nice. And I was like, how freeing is this? Like to feel this.
I love that post.
Yeah. And I think like that's the progression, having peace. And it takes a while.
But I think that's like important. We can't just always think about losing weight and shrinking yourselves.
I'm so over it.
Yeah, I'm
so over the aesthetic goals.
It's boring. Yeah. It's just because I think they just run out of steam. There's only so far you can go with it. And then you realise, like I know when I was teeny tiny, I actually didn't feel that great. No. And I was more self-conscious of my body then than I am now that I'm not big, but I'm bigger than what I was. And so like, it's just, but that's because I wasn't healthy then. I wasn't healthy and I wasn't happy.
No.
So I wasn't going to feel confident because I knew I wasn't really taking care of my body in the way that I needed to.
Yeah.
And so once you actually focus on health, confidence follows. because you don't get confidence from being smaller. You get confidence from actually taking care of your body in a way that you know is good. You get confidence from the actions that you take. So I do think that like that is a big shift that people make, and that people need to make sure that they feel good for good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's not just like these temporary little bursts. And if you are feeling like overwhelmed because you feel busy, maybe it's because you're trying to do too much in too much of a short time, rather than saying like, this is now my life, and being a bit more laid back about the whole situation.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if you miss a workout when you're doing it for life.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
one out of however many of the year.
It doesn't matter if you miss your steps.
Yeah.
Like it's like, this is a lifelong thing, so there's no rush.
I had a girl the other day actually who missed a workout, and she was like, I'm so annoyed with myself. And I said, well, why don't we just roll it to next week?
Yeah.
And if you don't get them done next week, we'll roll it again.
Yeah.
It's fine. And she was like, oh, I didn't know I could do it. I was like, your body doesn't cut off every Sunday. You know,
It doesn't know that it's like the end of a week, does it?
If you can't, because she said, I'll try and get, so what I noticed, she'd logged 2 workouts, and I thought, is that like, you know, a mistake or something? And she tried to do the 2 back to back, and I said, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Do your workout, and then honestly, if you can't get it in, just roll it over.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not a big deal.
fine. It's not
Yeah.
a big deal. Don't stress over it.
Yeah, I think like the rush and the pressure, it just makes it all too overwhelming, and even more like that probably keeps people stuck even more.
Yeah,
It's like, you know, I've only got this amount of time, and it just makes you do absolutely
You start
nothing.
feeling like a failure as well. You don't want to start feeling like you're falling short of your own high standards, do you? As well.
Yeah, what were we going to say?
As I say, just looking at your day and thinking, have I done one thing towards this goal?
Yeah.
And that might
Yeah.
even be keeping your water up. Like maybe you've ate all 3 meals that day.
Yeah.
And you might not have done your workout. As long as you've took one step towards it,
You make progress.
That's progress, yeah.
Yeah. And it all compounds and accumulates, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like we always talk about, like, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent, and there's a massive difference.
Oh, yeah.
Like being
Fat
perfect.
loves consistency, not perfection.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
everyone just loves it, doesn't it?
And being perfect looks like being intense in short bursts, whereas being consistent looks more like regularity, like over a long term.
Yeah.
You can be consistent for 6 months, but I don't think you can be consistent in a month.
No.
Like I don't think a month is
Not
enough
long
to build
enough.
consistency.
No.
You can be intense in a month. You can do a 28-day like challenge and do everything for 28 days, but how long?
What's going to happen at the end?
Yeah. So let's just kind of like summarize, so that for busy women, so that we've got something that they can take away. Being repeatable, being routine. So repeating your meals, repeating your food shop, training at specific times that work for you and your family. Easy things. So we've said like breakfasts.
Stuff
Stuff
ideas, lunch ideas,
yeah.
like minimal prep,
And
throw in the
boundaries,
oven,
you know, actually
air fry.
boundaries is one thing.
Yeah.
Like
boundaries.
having boundaries
We
with
haven't spoke about boundaries.
work and your family and that as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is my time, and
Yeah.
I'm protecting that time, sort of thing.
So I was
especially work, I find that's a big thing with the girls I work with.
Yeah.
Because they're mainly corporate women,
So
professionals.
a lot of like people in those environments, they stay late at work. We get a lot of them cancel in the evenings, don't we?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I've got to stay late. Someone's booked a meeting in. I'm like, someone's
Especially
booked a meeting in. The
business
answer's no.
owners. Yeah.
Like, I actually feel really proud of my friend and my brother, because these 2 conversations have happened in the last week. So my friend, we were trying to organise like getting together, and she was like, I can't do these 2 days. And I was like, but the kids are in school and nursery. And she said, no, but they're my time to get me housework done, she's renovating a house. So she's getting that stuff done. And I was like, she goes to the gym as well on them same days. So it's they're my gym and like sort me shit
Admin
days.
days.
And I was like, I'm actually really proud of that, because I'd have probably gone, oh yeah, I've got childcare, let's do it. And then left all those tasks, or maybe skipped the gym or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm making this a priority.
protected,
And
yeah.
she's set that boundary even with people who she does really want to see and she does want to spend time with. And then my brother, so he had a baby in December. And he was, we were speaking the other day in my mum's garden, and he said, I now say, because basically people always used to just book in. He's like a manager, and people always used to book in random meetings or calls. Can I have a call? Can I speak to you? And he'd say, yeah. So he
jump to
could
it.
be working until whenever they stop needing him. Whereas now, because he's got the baby, I think that forced him to do it. And he needs to go to the gym. Like he's like, now my cutoff is 4 p.m. Don't book meetings in with me after 4 p.m. And I've told everyone that. Like, he sent an email, and I was like, that's like some sick boundary setting. Do you know what I mean? It means that he can see his baby. It means he can go to the gym. It means he can actually take care of himself and not feel like work's taking over. And it is a demanding job.
That's the whole point. Like life and health and you feeling good. All right, we do need to work, but what are you working for? Also, if there's nothing at the end of it and it's consuming you.
Yeah, exactly.
And on the flip side though, also, if you feel like you haven't got time and then your calendar is out on a Friday night, out on a Saturday night, out on a Sunday night and no downtime to put the priorities in, then you're not really going to get anywhere. It's important to have good balance.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Boundaries is a really good point actually, because a lot of the time we can be overly busy because we're just yes people. We just say yes to everything.
So many people are just people pleasing, and especially if it depends on where you are in your career and that. If you're looking for promotion or wanting to move up the ranks and stuff, people will pull out all the stops, or you get to the point where you are the business owner.
But don't you think that
that's harder again?
Don't you think now that society is a bit more like accepting of boundaries? I think since COVID,
the younger generations aren't putting up with as much.
Yeah, they're not saying I'm going to stay here until 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. I go home at this time.
Yeah. But so obviously in my contract would say you don't have set out. It'd say your office hours are, but you must do whatever hours are required to meet the needs of your caseload. So if you're a lawyer, that's in your contract. You must do whatever it takes to meet the needs of it depends on your caseload.
Yeah.
And that can be really difficult. But I got really good at being efficient.
Yeah.
And I was productive.
So you are so efficient.
But it wasn't always.
You ain't always.
It's a skill. It's a skill. Like you have to work on that skill.
Yeah.
Like it used to take me hours to do one task, whereas I've got better. But also I've started doing new stuff, haven't I? So I feel like I'm back to
learning again,
trying to get more efficient again.
When I started, when I used to work full time and also PT, so my days started at 6 a.m, ended at 9 p.m, and in the middle of that I did an office job. I really did struggle with like making time for myself and setting boundaries and stuff. And then obviously when I went full time with the business, it kind of just got even worse because the gym was mine. And so I was like, need to put this session on, need to put this on. And it was only when I started to like free up more time, build the team, obviously, that everything got better. The business did better. The clients are happier because you actually can't do anything well. Like you can't be good in your relationship. You can't take care of your health. Like, me and Fran never used to see each other if I was always working. And so like you're not nurturing your relationships, you're not nurturing your health, and you're not actually doing a good job if you do overwork yourself.
You're just in a hamster wheel, aren't you?
I just wasn't able to. There's no way that I can show up to 40 sessions a week and also do all check-ins and still get new clients in and not cry. Like the amount of mental breakdowns I had in like the first few years. So like, and it's about learning on, right, let this go, hand this off and just giving up control. Because there's even things at home. I know that there's a lot of people at home, and I'm a little bit like this, where you don't want to give tasks away maybe because you're better at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You'd rather do it yourself, but then you haven't got the time to do it yourself.
Maybe it's like, me fella can't cook, so I have to do the tea. Why don't we just get some oven teas in so that, that's, Fran just used to bang something in the oven. Wasn't the best tea. Was never the nicest thing we ate all week. But it was something that like,
got you through that period.
Got you through it, yeah. So it's like use your, set boundaries, but also like use people to get them to help you with stuff. Like,
don't be afraid to ask for help as well. Is a massive thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people suffer in silence until they get to the point of where it breaks them.
Well, that was me. I was like crying, Fran, get rid of the gym. I can't do it. And he's like, it's all okay. Let's just regroup.
Such a man thing, that, isn't it? Like, just don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that before.
No, he literally just sat on the floor and was like, it's fine, don't worry. And I'm like, but I am worrying. Like, I can't maintain this. Because I think like but that was pure overwhelm, and it's like not looking for solutions. You're looking at all the problems, like what's going wrong, what you're not doing, instead of looking at, right, how can we make this work and look for solutions. So setting boundaries is a great one. Things like, not having to cook, easy oven teas, easy sandwiches, all of that. Short workouts at home. We said anything else?
Set like your non-negotiables, like
like small non-negotiables that aren't overwhelming. Like you mentioned before about 10k steps. nothing magic
There's
about
nothing
10K
magic.
steps.
Yeah.
I feel like people think there's a science behind it.
No,
and
they
there's
do.
actually not.
I think
It was created by that pedometer company,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
But I think they've said the studies show, don't they? I think you follow that. I've forgotten how to say his name, Menno, whatever.
Yeah.
And
what is his name?
Menno Hasselman
Menno
or
something.
something. He's brilliant though, isn't he? But he shares a meta-analysis, and it's I think 8,800 steps is the optimal for health. But above that, it's diminishing returns. So I usually say to clients, if you're getting around 7 or 8,000 is usually more manageable. You're pretty, like, it reduces all-cause morbidity by quite a lot, doesn't it? But like, there's no magic in 10. Like, I don't even...
I think 10 sounds like a nice number.
10's good for keeping you nice and active. It's a nice active number, but it's not achievable for everybody.
No, it's definitely not. I usually say to people, so like, I'll look at the steps when they start. I'm like, right now you're doing 2K. Let's try 5.
Yeah.
Like, just make small improvements.
Little increments.
Just going from 2K to 12K steps. Like, I know that there's some programs out there who've got clients doing 15 to 20K steps. I'm like, do you understand what your clients' lives look like? Like, that isn't always possible.
I'd normally look at adding 1,000 on or 2,000 because that's actually quite manageable, isn't it? It's not as much as you think.
It doesn't take a lot of time.
If they're intentional with
and
it.
then also reminding people that doesn't mean you have to go for a big walk every day. When I was in the office, I didn't have time to go for a walk. When I was like PTing as well. So I would always go to the toilet on the floor below. Yeah. So that would get me steps
Take
then.
The stairs.
Take the stairs.
Always
Park a bit
taking the
further away.
stairs. Yeah, parking. So instead of getting as close as possible to the train station, I used to park at the Tesco over the road. Like, just
little
all
wins,
these little
isn't it?
things, just that would add up my activity in a really great way. And I sat on my bum all day.
I used to think, like, can I walk it? Because I only started driving last year, so a lot of the time I'd be paying for taxis. So I ended up quids in and my steps were done. I was like taxiing to work and then trying to get steps in all day, taxiing back home, and then actively going for a walk. It's like, why don't I just walk to work?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
You do.
I only got me driving. What's it called?
License.
License. When I was like 35 or 36 I was.
But I've never seen you drive.
No, I sold my car too much. Do you know what I realised? I started driving to like Morrison's.
Yeah,
and
my
I started,
steps have dropped a
I was
lot this
driving
last
to
year.
the train station. And I was like, and what happened was it would come up for MOT, past the MOT the next year. They said I was going to need all new tyres next year. I was like, I'm not even, like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
I sold it because it was just not adding anything to my life. And it's not made any difference other than it makes me be active.
Yeah. See,
Sometimes it'd be quite nice to have.
Yeah.
Because Jed's got a car, we have got a car, and he keeps going, go on the insurance. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Just don't want to.
See, I do need my car.
Yeah, I can't live without a car.
But I think that is like a really good, so like if you've got an ASOS parcel to take back and your shop's around the corner, you don't need to drive.
It's 20 minutes
or
or,
like walk
less.
to Aldi to get a few bits.
Or if you're fancying chocolate, walk the shop and get it.
Yeah.
Like, these little things where you can be more active and give yourself a little reward
Little treat.
for it.
I always think that walk the corner shop on a Friday night. I'm like,
Yeah,
it feels
yeah.
worth it. I will go the long way round as well.
Yeah. But one thing as well, like with steps and stuff, is we try and make it like a bit of like a social bonding type thing. So if I'm meeting a friend, we'll go for a walk.
Yeah.
If me and Fran, so like haven't seen each other in the week, we're like, right, let's go for a little walk.
And
'Cause
don't you know,
when
you
you
chat
sit,
more because you're not looking on your
literally
phone.
I was about to say, when we sit on the couch, we may as well be in different rooms.
Yeah,
like
we
we're
like
watching the screen or we're looking at our phones, and I actually don't think like you connect with one another. Whereas if you go for a walk, you just end up like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this happened today. Oh, have you seen that? Olive is unhinged. She's
having an off day.
She's been better since she's been
Olive, are
off.
you due on, hun? Oh, bless her. So I think we've got some really good tips. Is there anything else that you think like busy women who are overwhelmed with health and fitness like need to hear?
It's well, if you're going to do it properly and you're going to get long-term results, it's a slow process. So be patient.
Be patient.
Be patient and consistent.
Yeah.
And
just
be
because
kind to yourself.
Yeah. And just because it feels hard right now doesn't mean it's going to.
It doesn't
No.
stay
3 months
hard.
from now.
No.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, making change feels really hard initially. And it's like, it takes proper effort and
It
intention.
requires effort, and people
Yeah.
don't like putting the effort in. And
Yeah.
like, it doesn't come easy to anyone. Even now, like where you go through changes in your life, like you may open a business and that's going to then require a change again.
Yeah.
And it's equally as hard.
Yeah.
Like I think people look at like the likes of us who PT and think, oh yeah, that's just easy for you. But like, it's not.
No.
Even some weeks now, it's still not. I'm like, I just don't want to do this some weeks,
Yeah.
but I'm going to do it because at the end of the day, it's where I want to be.
Yeah.
I say to everyone, go on. I was going to say, I say to everyone, I train less now than I ever have done as a teacher and a midwife.
Yes.
And it's my job.
Yeah.
But I just don't get time.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't. Like, not really. I like classes and stuff. Like,
you have to proper squeeze yourself in because you're busier than ever.
I book all my clients for the week and then I go back through and I work out where I'm slotting in.
Yeah.
But that's just... But I know now I've got certain days where I can always train at a set time, and then the other sessions they just need to go where they can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You slot them in wherever.
They have to just be a bit flexible with that.
See, like I do this job and I've done this job so I can have my time. Like, so I only come to work evenings for you girls. Otherwise that was never happening. I just like to go in, do my clients of a morning, and then that rest of the day's mine. And I would take that over in and quids every day. Like that's what's important for me personally. I think just because of where I've been through before, like health and having my time is like,
your quality of life is everything, isn't it?
Great.
And you
that's why
create your own version of success, don't you? It's your own version of what's success to you as well. It's not always years ago.
At first, like things do take like a lot of effort. Like I do like to remind my clients, right now you're in the thick of it where you're trying to instill these new things, and it does get easier. But I also want to be honest with people and say, like, I do still find certain things hard. So one of the things that I really struggling with is just eating. It's actually eating at regular times so that I'm well fed. If I skip breakfast, I'm snacking. If I skip lunch, like, but because I'm just like everyone else, I'll focus or I'll get distracted or I'll be
before
busy,
you know, it's
or
like your morning's gone.
Yeah, and like it's just like everyone else. So I know that life can get busy and the day can get carried away with you. So it's just trying to make sure that you like if it gets to 2:00 and I haven't it, I'm like, eat.
Oh crap.
Yeah, eat. And like one thing that really helps a lot of my clients who aren't used to that kind of thing is just setting little alarms. You have a little alarm at 10, a little alarm at 2, a little alarm at 8. And if you haven't it, then just, and you've always got tuna and cooked chicken in the fridge so you can always throw something together. So even though it definitely does feel easier, like I crave walks, I crave healthy food, I crave a workout. And at the start, you might not feel like that. In time, you will start to think, I felt great when I do these things. These things feel good. They make me feel happy and healthy and confident. So I'm going to continue to do them.
Yeah.
You crave them, don't you?
Yeah.
I read this really good book when I started. Do you know Joe Dispenza?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Breaking the Habit of Becoming Yourself.
Yeah, I haven't read it, but I've done a few of his meditations.
Yeah, and that was just saying about like doing something. So write down what you want to be, what's your main goals and how you're going to do it. And you do that consistently for 90 days and then that will automatically become your autopilot. So the way you just wake up now and get washed, dressed and have your cup of tea without thinking about it, what will feel abnormal will become your norm. And it really does work.
Yeah,
the book's quite sciencey though, but you can just listen to his podcast and stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Joe Dispenza.
Joe
Dispenza. But the book's
Joe.
called
Joe.
The book's called Breaking the Habit of Becoming Yourself, I think.
Joseph.
I'll send you the link, sorry.
I was like, Joda? I was like, what's that name?
I always tell clients
Joda.
to read it because that is ultimately about like doing all these uncomfortable things until they become not like you're comfortable.
I think another book as well is Atomic Habits, which I recommend everyone read. That's really, really good. And this one that I'm reading now is amazing. The Dose Effect. And it's all about like the key hormones or the key chemicals that give you a happy life. And it's just about how to integrate them into your life.
I bought one that you recommended ages ago and I haven't even opened it, obviously.
That doesn't surprise me in any way.
It's the Expectation Effect.
Expectation Effect is really good.
Yeah,
really, really good.
I had good intentions.
I've been reading the same book now for about 2 months and I'm still on the same page. I just feel like I can't.
No,
I don't get very far with
reading. The only time I read is on holiday. I started a book in Mexico in September and I have not opened it since I got home. But I'll read it. Maybe not.
I go through phases where I'm reading all the time and then I've just like feel like I can't lately. I've been on the same book for
ages. I've got no time, which sounds really stupid, but I feel like I don't.
No, you are busy. I do think like if reading is something that's going to add to your life and make you feel better, then okay. But if it's not something that you feel like you need to do, you don't need to force yourself to do it. Like remember, we're talking about non-negotiables. Is reading really a non-negotiable for you right now?
No,
maybe not.
Like I'm on a beach.
Maybe you could read 1 page of a morning when you get up.
Yeah, you could.
I read 4 pages when I get into bed.
Start getting up earlier, so that might actually happen. That's your new morning routine.
So excited for tomorrow.
Can't wait for the play-by-play. If
I'll get a group
WhatsApp
WhatsApp video. Like, guys, I'm awake and I'm on the sofa.
When she's not at the gym on time, you know why.
I know.
Yeah,
She's
like-
reading
Reading a book.
I fell asleep in my coffee.
Right, I think we've covered pretty much everything. Be organised. Don't expect it to be easy right away. That actually, science fella did say did he say it takes 28 days to build a habit? That Menno guy, he did a study, posted it yesterday.
Oh yeah, he posted it yesterday.
Not 28
No,
days,
not
sorry. 8 weeks to build a habit.
And to like bed it in.
And to really embed it in. So just like be consistent and give yourself time to adjust the new changes and also be flexible. So if something doesn't work, if it isn't working for your life or your family, adjust and test and try different things out. And then eventually it'll feel easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Become the norm.
You'll find what works.
Yeah.
Fab. Thanks, girls.
Thank you.